Well, what's up again there, guys? Brian here at 3TR, and I have a very revealing update video to share with you guys today. Now, I'd say over the past year, or several months I should say specifically, I've been getting a ton of requests to do versus series matches. A lot of really interesting ideas, a lot of ideas that can't really be done on my channel because I think there's just other people that are better suited for that, and some ideas that I thought were actually quite creative and decided to add into this season's series of versus series matchups. Now, I'm giving you guys a fair warning right now that these are all 12 of the matchups that will be coming this season. I cannot tell you when they will be coming up, and will take some time because of everything that will be coming on over the next, like I say, few months, because there's like several games I gotta do, there's a bunch of movies I gotta do, and then with a new work schedule, it's just gonna be very time consuming. So these are the matchups that are coming up in order, but I can't tell you when they will be up. I might give you like an update from here and there when I'm close to finishing one, but that's all I want to say on the matter. And before we begin, I'm just going to give you a final warning. There is a specific theme with a lot of these matches involving these two games going against each other. I just wanted to do it just to get them out of the way. I have done comparing these two games against each other since season 1. So I just wanted to get these last couple of matches out of the way, and then I can move on to other games in the franchise. So if that out of the way, let the list start right now.
Well, we really don't need to spend much time talking about the first two matches, as Genesis vs. Terror is already done and uploaded, and Gray Fox vs. Samuel is currently in the scripting stage, and is sadly looking like it's going to be my final versus series matchup involving Metal Gear Solid characters. But for my third matchup of this season, I will be trying a first for my versus series, as I will be pitting Final Fantasy VIII's Sorceress Edea against Final Fantasy X's Lulu in a battle of black mages. Now, the last time I had a match like this was all the way back in season 1 with my Yuna vs. Aerith matchup, and despite what some of you may think, this matchup was actually going to be a lot closer than I'm sure many of you will give it credit for. And who wouldn't enjoy a good old-fashioned magical catfight between these two combatants, who clearly seem to shop at similar clothing stores? Match 4 for the season will take us to the realm of Resident Evil, and will certainly be my most unusual matchup of the season, as I'll be pitting Resident Evil 6's Sherry Birkin against Resident Evil 0 and Mansion Instant Survivor Rebecca Chambers. Now, personally, this matchup is simply based on the notion that both of these characters come from two completely different eras, but in my eyes, pitting either Sherry or Rebecca against just about anyone else in the entire franchise would put them at a seriously unfair disadvantage. So placing them against each other just seems like the most logical choice. For my fifth matchup of the season, I'll be bringing a fan favorite which has been requested of me by many people over the past year, as I'll be pitting Final Fantasy VII's Yuffie against Final Fantasy X's Riku in a battle of ninja versus thief. Now, both of these characters seem to play a similar role in their respective parties, and a matchup between these two just seems perfect, and there's really nothing more to say about that. Going into match 6, we'll be returning back to Resident Evil, as I feel it has been long past due to bring Ada Wong back from the shadows of Season 1, and pit her against Chris Redfield's other partner from Resident Evil 5, Sheva Alama, in a match which may seem somewhat similar to the first matchup that I did with Ada back in Season 1, but with the clear differences between Jill and Sheva will certainly have a major impact on how this match will most likely play out, and even provide a very surprising outcome. Now, match 7 will bring us another Final Fantasy VII vs. 10 matchup, as I will be attempting another first for my versus series in having the very first straightforward shootout fight in the series, as I will be pitting long-requested Vincent Valentine against Yuna from Final Fantasy X-2. Now, I know what many of you are thinking, but this matchup was really made out of desperation, and Yuna from Final Fantasy X just seems like the best choice. Edgar from Final Fantasy VI just has too many portable weapons at his disposal, Irving from Final Fantasy VIII just seems too restrictive, and a certain character from Final Fantasy XII just doesn't interest me enough to want him add him into one of these current modern day matchups. And so there really was no one else but Yuna. But despite what many of you may think, I will be sure to add in a few small modifications to both combatants to make this matchup as balanced and as fair as I can. Match 8 will take us to the ruins of Raccoon City, and we'll have Chris Redfield getting his shot to take on his longtime partner's most famous kill in the nearly unstoppable stars-hunting Terminator himself, Nemesis. Now, hopefully, Chris's history of combative experience may aid him to fully prepare for such a dominating combatant like Nemesis, or perhaps Nemesis will get his revenge by taking out Jill's partner in retaliation, but only time will tell for this matchup. Match 9 will be the absolute final matchup between Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy X characters, as I will be pitting the cigarette-smoking Sky Captain in Cid against the Ronso warrior Kimahri. They both may be masters of the spear, and though Kimahri may be a proven skilled warrior, I wonder how that will stack up against Cid's highly explosive personality and arsenal. Match 10 will be the ultimate rematch from one of my most popular matchups from Season 2, as I'll be bringing back Delson, the hero of Seattle this time around, as he will get his opportunity to go one-on-one with the Beast himself, Cole McGrath, with this battle taking place on Delson's home turf. But will that be enough to stop the most powerful conduit who ever lived? Now, the trouble with these last two matchups for Season 3 is that I really don't know which order to put them in, and depending on how you all feel by the time we get to these matchups, could decide on which matchup comes first or second. As one of these matchups is my all-time personal dream match, pitting my two all-time favorite main protagonists from the Final Fantasy franchise against each other, both tied for my second spot of being my second favorite Final Fantasy character of all time, while the other serves as a perfect comparison video to Season 2's finale matchup. The first possible matchup will be probably one of the greatest matchups in Final Fantasy history, as I'll be pitting Final Fantasy VII's false ex-soldier in Cloud Strife against the legendary member of SEED himself, Squall Leonhardt, which is unquestionably going to be one of the most heated debates amongst all Final Fantasy fans, and I think that it is my turn to answer the question on who is superior. But if that is not the choice that we go with, then the only other option is to bring Cloud Strife back to face what is without question the most requested character that I have been asked to do for at least the past year and a half, as Cloud will be going one-on-one against the legendary demon hunter himself and the son of Sparta, Dante, which will certainly be an exciting matchup to analyze and to close out Season 3, but only you, the viewers, can decide on how Season 3 will finally conclude.
And those are all 12 matchups for 3TR's Versus Series Season 3 lineup. I hope you guys are really excited. Tell me in the comments down below which matchup are you most looking forward to seeing. And like always, if you like this video, feel free to like, comment down below, and please subscribe to track me in my future videos and obvious Versus Series matchups. And like always, thank you guys for watching. You're awesome, and I'll see you next time.